All right, everyone. Welcome to the GS On Marketing Podcast. I'm Evan, and this is Redbeard.
I'm here.
Yeah, you are here. It's always great when you're here. And you know another great thing that I just realized as I was sitting down and remembered there was a camera there? I'm so glad I'm wearing a different shirt than that blue one because we've got about 10 podcasts right now, and I've realized I've worn the same shirt in probably 6 of them, and we recorded them on different days. Like your shirt's changing, but my shirt isn't changing.
You do wear the same shirt a lot.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to reevaluate the wardrobe selection. Maybe bring a few shirts here, keep them on deck just in case we decide to record a podcast.
Man, did you miss me while I was on the island?
I did miss you while you were on that island. It was a little bit lonely here. Good thing, though, I had a gnome that I used as my Redbeard. So I had it all propped up in your office. And when I walk by, I do like the finger guns. I'm like, hey, how's it going, gnome?
It was like I never left.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, really. I mean, except for the communication back and forth. But I just kind of filled in your parts with what I'd think you'd say. And, you know, my days went by okay.
Nice. Yeah, I decided to go like with a longer sleeve so like the podcast doesn't have to see my tan.
Your tan from the island. And just so everybody knows, the island is Hawaii. Actually, no, that's the state. There's different islands as part of Hawaii, right?
Yeah, I was on Maui.
Maui?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was pretty awesome.
Top thing that you did or top event of the trip, besides, I'm going to put a qualifier in here.
Oh.
Besides meeting the dogs on the beach, because I feel like you're going to go right to that one. So besides meeting dogs on the beach, what was your favorite part about the trip?
But if you could have seen the smile on that one dog's face.
I did. I follow you on Instagram.
When like she ran up to me, she was so excited because she thought I was like the neighbor,
Oh,
and then
right.
I wasn't. But like I met a new friend.
Did they show you a photo of the neighbor?
No.
I'd always be really curious when somebody's like, oh, you look just like this person. Because now with social media and your phones, like there's photos ready to go that you can show somebody.
Yeah, but so I don't have photos of my neighbor on my phone.
You don't? Wow. Well, maybe you should get some of those in case you run across his doppelganger.
Yeah, top thing, I'd say one of the top. Well, I was there for a wedding, which was really awesome.
Yeah, let's take that one out
so
too.
We'll take that out.
Otherwise, if they're listening, they're gonna say, "Wow, top thing, dogs," and then whatever you're about to say. And my wedding didn't even get mentioned, even though that was the whole idea for the trip.
So yeah, well, top thing was, the first morning we got up at like 2 a.m. and we drove this road.
Well, is that 2 a.m.? Like, so we're in a central time zone here. Is that 2 a.m. Hawaii time?
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m. Hawaii.
What is Hawaii
So, like,
time?
we're 5-hour difference, you know.
Is it really?
Yeah. But, like, you're all messed up because you just flew in or whatever.
5 minutes ahead or behind?
It would be, like, we're, like, 5 hours ahead. So.
Oh, in Central we're 5 hours ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
So, we get up super early, and we're driving this windy road up this mountain, you know, and all of a sudden, like it seemed like it took forever because it's dark out, you know.
Oh.
You can't see much. There's no like real guardrails or any barriers on the right side, so you know it's all dark. So it looks like you're, you know, maybe if you just took the wheel a little bit this way, you're going off the edge.
Oh, wow.
Like you have no idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a scary drive.
So it's just this windy road, but you're going like 20 miles an hour.
Oh, so not cruising.
You're not flying through it.
What kind of vehicle was it?
We were in a Jeep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it's like a Camry pulling you through this like windy road.
So it's this windy, just like small 2-lane road, but like kind of at that hour, nobody's coming down the mountain. You know, everybody's kind of going up the mountain to see the sunrise. That was what we were going up there for. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of took forever. There were random cows on the side of the road, just chilling out. Like there'd be like beware of cow signs, you know, cow crossings. And so like the random cows, and then we finally get to the top, and we're like 10,000 feet. So like you're above the clouds.
Yeah.
And
Above
I was wearing shorts.
Was it cold?
Like it was freezing. Luckily, though, I brought a jacket just in case, you know. But it was freezing. There was a little building that you could go in, which was nice. But a ton of people are up there already because, like, the big deal is you want to see the sunrise come up over the clouds. And so then we just waited and waited, you know, froze and waited. And then
was everybody dressed inappropriately? Or
a lot of people were. Okay. I mean, some people were smart enough. They had pants and like winter coats on and hats. You know? But no, there were a few people in the same boat as me with shorts. We all just huddled in the corner.
Oh yeah, just keep each other warm.
Yeah,
that's a good move. When you saw the sunrise.
So you wait a few hours and around 6 a.m. The sun rises. You know, and then it's like. You took some photos, took some video. It was pretty cool. And then they had like little like paths you could walk around and see different. You're on like a crater, like an inactive volcano.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and I guess it was like the world's tallest or their tallest. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was pretty tall.
Well, 10,000 feet up. That's tall.
But then like finally like the drive down, it's daylight, so you can actually see what's going on. So it wasn't that scary in the daylight.
Oh, so it wasn't that sketchy probably going up. You just couldn't really see, so you didn't know what was happening?
Yeah. So, like, I mean, I wouldn't recommend going off the road there because it was quite, you know, it's like 10,000 feet. But it wasn't, like, straight down or anything. Or, you know, there was some trees and things like that.
Oh, well, that's good. Something to catch your fall.
Yeah.
You know, worst case scenario.
Something, a little branch to grab onto. If you had to.
It was a good trip. You know, sounds like it at least.
So yeah,
spent a full 2 days
awesome.
there.
Yeah, I was very short time.
Yeah,
but you know what though? Like some people, we went with stayed longer. You know, some people were going for like 10 days or whatever.
Yeah.
But like honestly, like I was ready to come home. I missed Evan. You know.
I mean, I don't blame you. I don't think anybody that listens to this podcast or knows me personally would blame you at all. I mean, I bring a lot more joy than just great views and lovely beaches and, you know, fun with your friends. You know, I'm better than that. One thing, though, I wonder if, since you were only there for 2 days, if that's why you're ready to get back. I mean, if you had the full 10 days, you know, you need the first couple days to really start to feel like you're even on vacation.
Yeah.
Especially after the flight and everything else. And you got the wedding. Like, that was something you had a lot jam-packed in that trip.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
I got burnt. Like,
did you really?
Right away too.
Like as soon as you walked off the plane?
Yeah,
just
like
gotcha.
I don't know if you noticed, but I don't fare well in the sun.
I could tell. I mean,
like,
there's
straight lobster boy under these sleeves.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Is it that bad?
It's not that bad, but
putting like aloe on it.
I wasn't laying out in the sun for like days. You know.
What SPF do you go if you were to lay out? You like an SPF 50?
Everybody makes fun of me, but I've been burnt in the past. Okay, like as a kid, like I've been torched.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the genetic makeup that it's it's believable.
So beards rolling SPF hundo.
SPF 100? I didn't even know they made it SPF 100.
I mean, it's a special order. You can get it primed.
Oh, so. They've got it on Amazon? Yeah. Is it just like a cream that you just like wipe on and it stays white? Like it doesn't even like when I picture lifeguards and their nose has that one that just doesn't go away. It's just a white cream on there.
Yeah, but more of a paste.
Yeah. Wow. SPF 100, is that on your Amazon affiliate?
It's on my go-to. I got a button.
Yeah.
I got a button in case I run out. I can quickly reorder that.
Well, if anybody wants to use the same SPF, same brand that Redbeard uses, you've got your own Amazon store, so people can go there and buy it directly from you.
Yeah, well,
right, not directly from you, but you get a little cut from it.
Yeah, now featured in my summer section.
So speaking of Amazon, a lot of big changes. You know, they used to have a couple different types of advertising platforms for Amazon. So they had Amazon Marketing Services, they had Amazon Media Group, and they're now taking those and combining them into Amazon Advertising.
Just one.
Just one. That's going to be confusing at first because I'm going to call Amazon Marketing Services accidentally, even though I'm going to be conscious about it. But also, Amazon Media Group, I guess we didn't use that phrase as much. AMG still did quite a bit, though. So having it all under Amazon advertising is probably going to make it a lot easier for people just now entering the Amazon advertising landscape, right? They're just starting to run their own campaigns, going to get their products uploaded on there and start pushing it. I think that'll make it a lot easier because it's not like they just kept it at those names before. I mean, they were changing them a couple times and trying to figure out which one is which and who do I talk to for it. All of that was getting a little confusing.
And didn't they also kind of slightly rename like the headline ads?
Yeah, it's sponsored brands now instead of headline search ads. I thought headline search ads was a great name for it because it's on the headline. It's when you're searching for a product. It's right there. But sponsored brands, I mean, that's what they want to call it. That's what we'll roll with, and we'll do it.
Yeah, I'm all about the no, it's this now convos,
Are you? Because I think you still refer Google Search Console as webmaster tools.
I'm always calling it the old stuff. But that's what people know what I'm talking about. If they were around back then, they relate to that convo.
So you're like, we're the old school,
right?
You know what I'm talking about. You haven't been doing this long enough to have a conversation with me,
right?
It's like a pre-qualifier when they're like, "What's Google Webmaster Tools?" Like, obviously, you don't know much about search engine optimization.
I'm like back in the 1960s.
When it first popped on the scene.
I just aged myself.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But Amazon advertising, I think it's going to cause a little bit of problems for everybody, all the Amazon marketing agencies that have been heavy into search engine optimization. AMS, all of that. That's pretty much out the window right now since it's calling it something completely different.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like, people that will probably still search for the old names for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
so
that's a great point. It's just because they change it doesn't mean that all the equity that you've built up getting to rank for those terms just goes away. Because there's always going to be people, not always, but there's going to be a significant amount of people still searching for it.
Yeah, for sure.
So and then another big change, and they were slowly rolling this change out, but at least all the accounts, we manage quite a few, all the ones that we've been managing, they all seem to now have the new user interface, which I'm a big fan of compared to the old one.
Yeah, it does look a lot better.
It's so much easier to get the information out of it right now because before, Amazon is an interesting advertising platform. It's just it's interesting because, and I've said this before on the podcast, it's the only advertising platform that has people that are basically only shopping for a product to buy. And you look at Google, you can buy products on there. You can find a lot of e-commerce sites that way. But most people going to Google and typing in things to search are looking for information. Right. Most, not all. There's still a lot they're using Google for, actually looking for a product or kind of making their decision on what they're going to want to buy and if there even is one out there. But, the most recent study I saw showed that 55% of all product searches actually are starting on Amazon.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing now. Yeah. Like, I have not searched one product in Google. Maybe YouTube. Right.
Yeah, you're a big YouTube guy.
A little bit.
But you're not looking to buy. You're looking to see if you want to buy.
I'm looking more for probably like compatibility stuff.
And then when you do find it, right, you watch the YouTube video, go to Amazon.
And usually in those videos, they have an Amazon link, like an affiliated link or something. But yeah, even this week already, I was like, oh, there's something like I wanted to buy another a memory card for my camera. Went right to Amazon because that's where I purchased my other one. And I was like, I'm just going to see if those are on sale,
Yeah.
And it was.
Well, that worked out well for you.
So lucky me.
And what's nice about the Amazon advertising, though, so it's got if you're selling a product, it's got your audience, basically, for it. But their advertising platform isn't quite as sophisticated as Google or Facebook or even Twitter and LinkedIn, but they're different, of course. I mean, like Twitter, like social media, you're more targeting types of buyers, their interests, their behaviors, as opposed to search queries. So Google Ads is probably the closest comparison, I would say, and if you're looking at the two advertising platforms. And if you look at the features that Google Ads offer, it's quite a bit more robust, right? You can have the timing of your ads. You can see your average position easily. Stuff that if you've only run Google Ads, and I've been running Google Ads for a long time, right? I've been doing it over 10 years. I mean, 2008 was when I first started really getting into running Google Ads. And even from then to where it's at right now, huge changes, a lot of offerings. And I kind of took all that for granted when I started going in and running Amazon advertising. It doesn't have a lot of those features. It's got a lot more of them now. I mean, just up until a couple months ago, it didn't even have suggested bids on all of them. That's part of the new user interface that it has. That's tough when you're running through trying to figure out how much you want to bid on a keyword and you have nothing to base it off of, except what you want to spend. And then you just have to go in there and, see if you're getting the impressions. If not, just try to increase the bid a little bit, see what else is going on in the campaign. So now that they have the suggested bid, it's at least a good starting point. I'm finding there's a lot of variances, though, in there, and I'm thinking that it's most likely because of the budgets. So if you look at it in the morning, and I'm not sure where they pull it all from, but in the morning you're going to spend more for your bids, right? You're going to have to, because there's more people that still have budget in the morning that you're competing with to show your product ad instead of theirs. But in the afternoon, that's not always the case, because since Google, for example, offers the ability to have your ads stretch throughout the day so you don't run out right away in the morning.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
Amazon doesn't have that.
That would be a nice feature.
So a lot of people are running out of their bids really early. In
fact,
out
the gate, yeah.
That leads to a really good Amazon strategy that we've had a lot of success with running it here for our clients that we work with, and it's using day parting. Now, it's easier if you have a software to use it, because then you could automate the process. Otherwise, you're going to have to go in there and manually do it yourself, where you just pause the campaign in the morning. Or what I like to do is actually have it paused more mid-morning, because that way I can get those people that are getting their shopping in before work or whatever they're going to do for the day. But then having it go on in the evening as well, if you don't have the budget to carry it out throughout the whole day. So you have it go on in the evening where a lot more people have ran out of their budget, and then you just end up spending less per click, still getting the sales. It lets your whole advertising cost of sale actually drive quite a bit down because you're spending less.
Yeah, you get those night shoppers like me.
Oh, yeah. Big night shoppers, morning shoppers. There's a big lunch shopping crowd, too, that should be considered. But if you're really just trying to stretch that dollar, you're going to have to give up some. You can't run your ads all day if you don't have the money to spend.
Yeah, lunchtime lightning deals.
Lunchtime lightning deals. What's the last thing you bought on a lunchtime lightning deal?
I don't know. Probably around like a Prime Day or something. Maybe I saw.
Oh, was it a Prime Day?
I probably saw something come up.
I don't think I bought anything on Prime Day.
For real?
I might have. I don't remember. I'll have to listen back to the podcast. I think we talked about it.
I got a few things.
My problem was I was all for it that first day, but I kept getting the dogs, which makes a lot more sense since we went to Amazon, why they put the dogs there.
It does make a lot more sense now.
There's a lot of dogs in Amazon.
That does make more sense. But I kind of like the dogs.
Yeah, so you weren't even shopping. You just kept going to it just to see what the next dog was going to be, because they kept switching them out.
Yeah, I just kept hitting refresh all day.
And you were probably part of the reason why it crashed and didn't recover as quick. That's an interesting strategy.
Oh man, but yeah, those suggested bids are really nice too, especially when you have 100 keywords you're bidding on.
Yeah, another nice thing that they're doing, talk about having a lot of keywords that you're bidding on, is that bulk upload option.
Yeah,
where you can just work off of that spreadsheet and make those changes, then just upload it. That's, if you've got a pretty dialed in campaign that you're just making kind of minor optimization And when I say minor optimization, I mean you're kind of going through, you've got your target A costs, which your advertising cost of sale that you're trying to stay on or under. But then, you're going to want to bump up some bids based on that, lower other ones. You can run it all off that spreadsheet and upload it. That's pretty minor. And it can be pretty time consuming if you got a lot of keywords. But using that and adding more keywords, that's an easy way to do it too.
I also like the negative keywords feature.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's something. I mean, that's big in Google AdWords, too. In fact, if there is probably one thing that I see as one of the biggest problems when I take over a Google Ads campaign from somebody that was, basically running it themselves without any real training, because Google offers you, the ability to go in and kind of learn at your own pace, set them up. They're easy to set up, Google Ads are. And a lot of people just go in there and think it's pretty easy to do because they're just telling Google what keywords they want to show for, and then their ad's going to show based on that if they bid high enough. But the biggest thing that I see them wasting money on, right, the people that don't spend a lot of time in there, is not having negative keywords.
Yeah.
And also just taking Google's recommendations. Because they will have you, Amazon's the same way too. They will have you bid on every single keyword that's remotely possible that somebody clicking on that might actually be looking for what you're offering. And in most cases, they aren't. But if it's remotely possible, they're going to recommend it because guess what?
Yeah.
It's more money for them.
Yeah, oddly, they always recommend more spend. I don't know. I don't know why.
And, it makes sense. I mean, that's how they're generating a lot of revenue. Even Google, right? Got
to spend money to make money.
And I think that's always one thing. Is really important because I know a lot of people listening to this podcast are, we're not running their campaigns for them. They're running it themselves. Probably have a direct relationship with Amazon, so they're talking to them. Same with Google. You've got those. I'm doing quote signs here. Google reps that are contacting you when you're setting up your AdWords campaign, or if they're trying to get you to set up an AdWords campaign. You've really got to take their advice with a grain of salt, because while some of it's going to be really good advice and be very helpful, a lot of it might be more geared towards the advertising platform's benefit, so Google or Amazon, versus yours. So just make sure to kind of use sound logic when you're going through that and taking their recommendations.
For sure. One of the things I really like about advertising on Amazon is the fact that you can put your ads below like other products.
Oh, and the product display ads?
Yeah.
That is a good option. That's also good not only for targeting your competitors, right? Once you have identified that your product is the better choice, whether it's because it's cheaper, higher quality,
you got better reviews.
Right, whatever the case may be, that somebody's going to want to buy your product versus the one they're looking at. You can also do the same thing for your own products so that somebody's not doing that to you.
Yeah,
and you can do your upsells, cross-sells, all of that, right? Because you're targeting it by the ASIN.
Playing a little defense.
Yeah, defense is important.
Defense wins championships.
Just same thing with sponsored product ads. You want to bid after your own terms also, right? You want to make sure you're showing up when somebody. It's kind of, I heard it referenced as paying a toll. It's kind of like paying the toll to be on the platform, because somebody's searching for you directly. They're typing in your brand name, but you're still bidding on it and having to get charged for somebody to click on it.
Man, did you hear about the new Amazon microwaves?
No, I did not.
Built with Alexa.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like Amazon Basics microwave, so it's only like $60.
Wow, what's the benefit of that? Of voice though?
Because you can say like stuff like I saw it put like you'd be like Amazon bake my potato, or Alexa bake my potato.
Okay.
Cook my popcorn.
That makes sense because there are a lot of buttons, and you kind of forget about it until you use a microwave that you're not familiar with. You're like, where's the popcorn button?
Yeah.
Where do I do that? Where's the defrost? Do I have to hit time first and then press the time in?
And then apparently, it like say you were like making popcorn for like a week straight, and it would like get to know how much you used, and then you could have it like reorder you.
Oh, so it's tracking
more popcorn, so you never run out.
That's
it's got you.
That's nice.
I'm
gonna look into that. I'm not in the market for a microwave though. One thing that I'm
not either, but I kind of want one.
I kind of do too. I'm working on getting a lot of this voice technology set up in my house. Not so much, not so crazy, just because I'm not wealthy enough to get that crazy with it. Although I would if I was. But it'd be great to have, you know, the lights, the garage door, all of that, the doorbell with the camera on it.
So I had the one of the energy companies, right? You know, so I like pay my energy bill.
Yeah.
Well, they sent me a thing in the mail that was like, hey, you know, if you want it, go to this website. We're giving free like smart, like anything from like smart plugs for the wall to you know, smart power strips to even a thermostat.
Because it's going to cut down your energy consumption.
Cut down, save money. But, and I was like, oh, well, I already have like the voice devices. Like, you know, that's pretty cool.
You know, I saw that they are also offering a voice device for your car. So an Alexa for your car.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you have to right now, at least last time I looked at it, request an invitation to pre-order it.
Yeah.
So it's not just open for everybody. But that's what I want.
I assume just right into the cigarette lighter.
I think it's USB now. I think that's the modern day cigarette lighter is a USB.
Dude, you know my last car I purchased based around the USB.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And then found out like last night that USB like no longer works.
Oh, in the car?
Yeah, so I feel like now I need a new car.
Yeah, probably. You know, they used to have those cigarette, like you could turn that cigarette lighter into two USB. They used to have that adapter that you could plug it in there, and you have two USB ports right there. Got hot.
Right. Oh, man.
But I want that just because I can say all these notes. A lot of times when I'm driving, I'll have great ideas, and you know, everybody looks at me funny when I'm like writing it down as I'm driving and other cars, and I'm swerving all over the place, or I'm on my phone trying to write down my idea. I don't really do that, but now I won't have to worry about doing that because I can just say, "Hey Alexa, take this note for me."
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Does that just like connect your phone?
You know, I don't know.
How does that even work?
I got the impression it didn't connect to your phone. That it was just like I mean, it probably does in the same way that, you know, your Echo does, right? You set it up on your phone, and you can enable apps and everything with it on your phone using that same Amazon Alexa app, but you don't need to have your phone by it for it to work. It just works.
Oh.
I'm not sure how, but
yeah.
But that could be, I mean, I'm making an assumption. I don't really know.
That'd be pretty cool. Did you hear that they're opening another Amazon Go?
I heard it's already opened in Chicago.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
We should just go. We should just go check it out.
We should. I had a great time when we did that in Seattle. I thought that's the future of shopping.
It's the most convenient store in the world.
And it's so like good priced. Like great prices on there. And we're talking downtown Seattle. I got a big water for 75 cents.
Yeah.
I heard from somebody that works at Amazon that they use the same sort of pricing algorithm for the stores that they do on the actual website, so on Amazon. So that's why the pricing is so competitive or so cheap compared to everywhere else in the area, which is kind of scary, you know, if you're running a business like a little Quick Mart or little bodega around there that, you know, Amazon could go and, you know, have a lot cheaper prices and you don't have to talk to anybody or deal with anybody. Just walk in there and grab it and walk out.
Yeah, like hurry up on that Amazon fuel. You know?
That's next. So what else? Anything else going on that you want to get out there, get off your chest? Any issues with people you want to call out personally on the podcast?
Oh, wow.
That's how we should start ending every podcast.
Wow.
Let's call out one person individually by name, not as a shout out like, hey, you're doing great, but the opposite.
Oh, man.
Like, we don't really like you. Here's why. And it's now on record on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
That's a good idea. That's good for marketing, too, because then we can start tagging that person in it, and they'll have to listen to the podcast on the whole end. We'll say, hey, we gave you a shout-out in the end.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I wonder what they said. I didn't think those guys liked me that much, and they're shouting me on the podcast. Maybe they're not so bad.
In our On Blast segment.
On Blast. GS On Blast. That's a good idea. So who you want to call out today?
I don't know if I have anything to call out. I don't know.
Well, we'll save that for next time. So just keep a list of everybody that's ever made you mad.
Maybe some technology or something, you know.
Oh, some technology?
Yeah,
that could be good.
Maybe like a technology that failed me.
Like your USB port right now in your car?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Hyundai.
GS on blast.
Yeah,
Hyundai.
your USB game is whack.
Yeah. 20 years I had it and just happened to stop working now.
Also, on that same car, I randomly ripped off my door handle.
Did you really?
Yeah, just randomly one day. I was like, that's weird.
Was it locked and you just tried to
No.
Hulk it through?
It was unlocked, and then I ripped the door handle off, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then I remember taking it to the store, to the Hyundai dealer, you know, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I ripped my door handle off, and the guy just goes, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, put it back on.
I was like, it does happen? I have no idea.
I've been driving around with my service engine soon light on for the past 2 weeks. I gotta take that in.
Yeah, I might need some brakes. I remember you pointed out my brakes.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
And then as I'm driving to work, I was like, that does not sound good.
I think it's all adding up. USB's not working. Brakes need to be replaced. You have to get a new car. Maybe if somebody sponsors this podcast, you'll get the car from them.
Yeah, I mean, usually if I turn my radio up, that noise goes away.
Fixes the brakes.
Yeah. I don't hear that anymore. But now I'm just starting to creep in over the music. So
that's when you know it needs to be fixed.
Might be time to get a new whip.
All right. So you'll be thinking about, I guess we both will be, who we don't like, who we're going to call out going forward on the podcast.
All right.
But I think that's it for me. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, don't forget, if you like what you see, to leave a review. We're on YouTube. Of course, we're everywhere you stream your podcast from. So leave us a review there. Even if you don't like us, leave the review. We might call you out on the next podcast, but it's up to you. And don't forget to subscribe, too.
All right. Bye-bye.